Assalamu alaikum girls. We have been studying the topic of role of different components of food, and the name of the chapter is nutrition. So we are going to continue with the different components of food. We were studying about minerals, the role and calcium of iron, and the role of calcium and iron again is a topic related to minerals. So calcium is essential for development and maintenance of bones and health, as we already know, and it maintains the cell membranes and connective tissues. So connective tissues are muscles also and blood also, and for the blood is also a connective tissue. For the activation of several enzymes, calcium also aids in blood clotting. Yes, when the blood clots, and that is good at certain places. For example, during accidents, we need blood clotting for the prevention of the loss of the blood. So yes, calcium also helps in the clotting of blood. We can get the sources of calcium are milk, cheese, egg yolk, beans, nuts, cabbage, etc. And deficiency of calcium is it also causes spontaneous discharge of nerve impulses, and which can result in tetany. Bones also become soft, and the blood clots and wounds heal slowly. So if we have more calcium intake and low salt intake and high potassium intake, it prevents from hypertension. Hypertension means high blood pressure and kidney stones. Now comes iron. Iron plays a major role in oxygen transport and storage, as we already know, in the form of hemoglobin. Oxygen plays important role. Iron plays important role as it can um, store oxygen and transport oxygen also. Why? Because in the form of blood cells, it is the oxygen is stored also and transported also. It is a component of hemoglobin in red blood cells and myoglobin in muscle cells. Cellular energy production also requires iron. It acts as a cofactor for many enzymes of cellular respiration. Iron also supports, like iron is also responsible for immune function, and we can get iron from meat, eggs, yolk, whole fish, and see, iron can be obtained from two sources, from the vegetables also, and from the um, poultry and from meat also. So in legumes, the iron is also present. In some of the vegetables, iron is also present, and we can get it from there. Okay. So water is also a very important component, and 60% of the body is made up of water. Um, it's it is it is it acts as a solvent, and there are many things which are water soluble and they get absorbed in the intestines, and the waste materials are also eliminated in the form of urine, so they also get dissolved in the water. Okay, and our body temperature has to get maintained with the help of sweating. When we sweat, we release water. What happens is that the body temperature of the body becomes less and normal. 2 liters per day is the water requirement important for a normal adult, and there are many sources of water, for example, juicy fruits, vegetables, water, and milk. Dietary fiber. Dietary fiber is also known as roughage, and it is the part of human food that is indigestible, and it is found in plant foods, and it moves undigested through stomach and small intestine into the colon. So this is something which is used for the cleaning of the body, and it is present in the plants, for example, vegetables and fruits also. So this insoluble dietary fiber, it travels through the small intestines, and sources are, for example, wheat bran. We are talking about bran wheat, which contains all the husks mean the outer covering of the wheat. When it is present in our bread, that that bread contains the dietary fiber. Otherwise, there is no dietary fiber in flour, the things we are eating normally. Cereals also have husks and skins over it, and again, if the cereal is much more refined, and if the flour is much more refined, then there is no dietary fiber. And skins of many fruits and vegetables, for example, skins of apples and all the different fruits and even oranges, they contain the sachets of like juice, so that is also dietary fiber. Okay, the soluble dietary fiber, it breaks down and passes through the alimentary canal. Its sources are oats, beans, barley, and many fruits and vegetables. Sometimes the dietary fiber is soluble and sometimes insoluble. Fiber prevents and relieves constipation by stimulating the contraction of the intestinal muscles. When the intestinal muscles contract, what happens is that everything which is stuck inside the intestine, it gets cleaned out. Okay, so avoiding constipation, it reduces the risk of many other diseases. Soluble fiber helps in lowering blood cholesterol and sugar levels also. And insoluble fiber speeds up the movement of carcinogens, any chemicals which cause cancer. These chemicals are these chemicals are released from the body because of the presence of dietary fiber in our diet. So this fiber supplement, such as spagol husk, it should be used only with the physician's recommendation. Taken properly, these supplements may help in constipation and in lowering cholesterol levels. So um, husk and isbogol, uh, this is also this also acts as a relievant for constipation.